Hello, welcome to day 3 of my series for healing whiplash and increasing neck mobility. Today I'll be working on the lovely Molly. Let's go ahead and get started. If you don't have time to watch this video right now, go ahead and save to your watch later and just watch whenever you get a chance. Okay, so this is day 3, so we're still definitely just easing into some deeper work. We're not quite ready for it, just at the beginning stages of trying to get things moving in the right direction. So for today, I'm going to be focusing on the arms and the neck. And sometimes when people are healing from whiplash, there's a lot of tension in the arm and a seizing up of the pec major and that shoulder joint. So I'm just going to press on these shoulders. And just remember, whenever you're working on someone that is struggling with whiplash, the fight or flight response is definitely pretty confused. And the body's just in a state of trying to protect itself. So just going in with a firm but compassionate touch. I'm just going a little extra slowly. I'm just doing some static holds here. I like to do this when I'm just getting started to help my client settle in, help these shoulders to relax. And just pressing on the shoulder joint, getting some of the synovial fluid to move around, hydrate that joint. And this is also a chance for you to kind of see, as you start to press a little more firmly, you can kind of see if your client is resisting just offering resistance, which is really common with people that have had whiplash. So I'm going to go ahead and just go in with some oil and focusing on that shoulder quite a bit. And a lot of effleurage to start, just longer flowing strokes. So if you will notice, I'm moving my whole body. If I were to try and just move my hands or my arm, it would be a lot more work and it wouldn't flow as well. So I am just doing effleurage on this upper arm. You can bring it down into those extensor and flexor muscles. And this work in the forearm can really help the rotator cuff muscles relax, which helps the neck a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that effleurage stroke down and just start working on these extensor and flexor muscles. So this work in the forearm is really important when you're dealing with people that have had whiplash. So most of the time, especially if they're driving, there's just a lot of gripping in the arms and the pec major and the neck muscles. So just reminding the body that it doesn't have to be in a constant self-protective mode, helping everything relax. And go ahead and just open up that forearm to work on these flexor muscles. I'm just using not just my thumb pad, but really the whole surface area of my thumb. And I like to go back and forth between the flexor and extensor muscles. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of see how much gripping is going on with Molly. She's actually pretty relaxed. Sometimes when you're working on severe cases of whiplash, the arm, you kind of feel like you have to push it. And so one thing that you can do is if there is a lot of restriction, you can ask your client to actually tense their whole arm. So I'd like you to push against my palm, Molly. Just tense and relax. And go ahead and press against my palm. A little harder. Good job. And go ahead and relax. And this is a great way to just teach the arm, the body, it's okay to relax. Introducing that higher level of tension and into relaxation is really helpful. And just one more time, go ahead and press against my arm and relax. Go ahead and open up that arm again, and I'm actually going to work on that bicep a little bit, just encouraging that shoulder joint to open. Just using the heel of my hand here, and just nice slow compressive effleurage strokes. Just revisiting these flexor muscles. It's good if you can bring that stroke into that big band of tissue across the wrist. And just keep in mind, you want to budget your time, so you don't want to get lost in any of this. Just giving everything your full attention. And go ahead and just do a few more effleurage strokes. You can also start to introduce just a little bit more pressure, doing little circles around that shoulder joint, pushing through that synovial fluid, helping everything just feel freer, less restricted. It's also good to at least, share some information with your client as you're working. Can help them relax a little deeper. And I like to just pull on the arm a little bit, pulling that shoulder down, especially if I pushed it up at all, working on it. And I'm just going to sit down and start on the neck. I'm going to grab my oil. And just keeping in mind that this is only day 3, so not doing anything too deep today, but starting to get a little more in the place of doing deeper work, heading towards it. And I like to just work on these pec majors just briefly after that lovely arm work. And I'm going to go ahead and move towards the neck. So it's really nice to do that nice full effleurage stroke down the arm and behind the shoulder. Kind of a perfect effleurage stroke for calming down these angry muscles. And I'm going to start to lift my finger pads up, just offering a little bit more pressure to that upper trap. way that you can start to work on this upper trap a little bit more is just with this pincer grasp. So I'm going to go ahead and grab hold, and I'm going to start just with a pretty moderate pressure. You don't want to ever go from, 3 to 8. You want to just one step at a time. So this is about a 5 or 6. And this is also good for the levator scapula, which is very impacted by whiplash. And not as focused on the SEM today, just kind of everything that affects it more. And I'm really thinking about that upper trap. And just one more time, maybe going to a 6 from a 5 if there isn't inflammation or any other contraindication to going deeper. But these pincer grasps, I like to hold for a good bit of time, 5 to 10 seconds at least. And I am going to go ahead and do one last run of this upper trap, just really slowly. So pressing up and just tracing along that upper trap as it narrows into the neck. And the upper trap is protected here, so it's a great way to just start to acknowledge that muscle. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure these shoulder joints are just a little more supple. I'm going to walk these shoulders out. If you are doing this at home, I would encourage you to do the opposite side. I'm just doing one side today. And one last yummy effleurage stroke to finish. That is all for today. Thank you for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you for day 4 of my series. If you did enjoy today's video, you should check out our Patreon page. I look forward to seeing you there.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.